Good evening. Students are reaching breaking point. That's according to the National Union of Students, which says they need tailored help from the government to help with the rising cost of living. In a recent survey, a third of students said they have just £50 a month to live on after paying rent and bills, and most say it's affecting their mental health. The government says it's increased maintenance loans and supports university hardship funds. Our correspondent Ben Godfrey has been finding out how students are coping at the University of Birmingham.
And if it continues to go up, there'll be a point where a lot of students won't be able to afford to eat.
At digs in Birmingham, students are sharing not just the rent of this property, but also the responsibility of managing it, and it helps keep their costs down.
If you need something in your room, something's broken, like it'll be fixed. If you need insulation for the cold, if there's something wrong, you have help there.
We can sort of share the burden of rising energy costs, but it does make me worry about people who don't have that, and sort of the lack of government support.
Student co-ops are growing in popularity around the country. Here in Selly Park, they each pay around £400 a month, and it all goes into a central pot. It's helped them to budget effectively as a group and covered the costs of food, energy bills and keeping the property clean and tidy.
If you're on a package with your landlord where your energy costs are not included, you're just not sure how that's going to be. You're going to be scrimping and saving and worrying about putting the heating on this winter. We haven't got to worry about that.
This comes after a survey of more than 3,000 young people by the National Union of Students. They found that 96% of them have had to rein in their spending over the last year. They also say around a third only had about £50 a month left once they'd paid their rent and their bills. At the University of Birmingham, extra support measures are being introduced and students encouraged to come forward if they need help.
We have hardship funds in place, so we can give you food vouchers, we can give you some money if you need it. We've opened a community pantry recently. It's opening officially on Monday, but you can book a slot today, where you can receive food parcels if you're struggling to feed yourself.
The government's being urged to unlock more cash to bear down on the costs of further education. A Department of Education spokesperson told us, "We have increased maintenance loans every year, meaning disadvantaged students now have access to the highest ever amounts in cash terms. Universities can boost their hardship funds by drawing on up to £261 million we have made available."
Those windows are single glazed, they're going to lose a lot of heat.
Back at the Birmingham digs, the students see themselves as shareholders in the group's welfare. They have business-style meetings, holding each other to account over their spending.
And we need to sort out the recycling as well, because it wasn't taken.
Some students say that buying essential items for their course can be beyond them, and the cost of living struggle is fast becoming a cost of learning crisis. Ben Godfrey, BBC Midlands Today, Birmingham.